Part 1, Introduce and Historical Origins. Introduction to Aubon. The Aubon, also known simply as Bond, is one of Japan's most important and deeply spiritual traditions. Celebrated for over 500 years, Aubon is a Buddhist festival dedicated to honoring the spirits of ancestors. Unlike many festivals centered on spectacle or entertainment, Aubon carries profound emotional and spiritual meaning for the Japanese people. Even every summer, families across Japan return to their hometowns to pay respects to loved ones who have passed away. Homes are cleaned, graves are visited, lanterns are lit, and traditional dance fill the evening air. Though solemn in purpose, Obon is also warm and joyful, a time of reunion between the living and spirits of the departed. Obon is typically celebrated from August 13 to 15 in most regions. Also, some areas observe it in July, depending on local calendar. During this period, it is believed that ancestral spirits return to the world of the living. Historical origins. The origin of Aubon are rooted in Buddhist teachings, particularly a story from the Ulanbana Sutra. According to legend, a disciple of the Buddha named Makuren used his spiritual powers to see his mother suffering in the realm of hungry gods. Distraught, he sought guidance from the Buddha. The Buddha advised him to make offering to Buddhist months on the 15 days of the 7th month. Makuren followed this advice, and through his devotion and generosity, his mother's spirit was freed. Overjoyed, he danced in celebration. This dance is said to be the origin of Bon Odori, the traditional dance performed during Obon Day. As Buddhism spread throughout Japan, his story blended with older Japanese ancestral beliefs rooted in Shinto traditions. The result was uniquely Japanese observation that combines Buddhist ritual with native spiritual custom. Spiritual foundation. In Japanese belief, ancestors are not distant or forgotten. They remain part of the family's spiritual presence during Obon. It is said that their spirits return home to guide them. Families light welcoming fires known as mukabi at the beginning of the festival, and farewell fires called okuribi at its conclusion. Lanterns are often hung outside home to help spirits find their way. In some regions, floating lantern ceremonies, Toro Nagashi, are held on river or at sea, symbolizing the spirits' return to their afterlife. Obon reflects value deeply and embedded in Japanese culture. Respect for ancestors, gratitude for family lineage, continuity between generations, harmony between life and death. A time of reunion, beyond its religious roots, Obon is also one of Japan's busiest travel seasons. Similar to a national homecoming holiday, millions travel from major cities like Tokyo and Osaka back to rural hometowns. highways, trains, and airports filled with families carrying gifts and offerings. It is a time when households gather for shared meals, storytelling, and remembrance. Children learn about grandparents and ancestors through family traditions. In that way, all bonds ensure that memories are preserved and passed down. The emotional essence, through its honors the deceased, albeit is not a time sorrow, is that it is gentle, reflective, and filled with warmth. The idea that love is gentle, reflective, the idea that loved one brutally return bring comfort rather than grief. The glow lantern, the rhythm of traditional drums, and the sight of communities dancing together creates an atmosphere of peaceful celebration. In essence, Owen is about connection between past and present, between the spiritual and the physical, and between generations. 2. Part 2. Cultural and spiritual significance. The deeper meaning of Obon. For the people of the Pan, the Obon is far more than a seasonal holiday. It is a sad time of remembrance, embrace gratitude and spiritual reunion. While fireworks and dancing may appear festive on the surface, the heart of Auburn lies in honoring ancestors and maintaining the invisible bond between generations. Meaning to local people, in the Spanish culture, ancestors are not considered distant figures of the past. They remain spiritually present within their family. During Obon, it is believed that ancestral spirits temporarily return home. Families prepare carefully for this reunion by cleaning their houses, decorating altars, and visiting graves. Home Bashis altars, known as Bashudan, are adorned with offerings of fruits, rice, tea, sweets, and flowers. Incense is lit as a sign of respect. These gestures symbolize gratitude and filial devotion, values deeply embedded in Japanese society. For many families, Obon is also an emotional homecoming. Relatives return from cities such as Tokyo or Osaka to gather in ancestral homes. It becomes a time of storytelling, shared meals, and reconnecting with family roots. Cultural values reflected in Obon. Obon reflects several core Japanese values. 1. Respect for elders and ancestors. Japanese society places strong emphasis on honoring those who came before. Obon reinforces this cultural foundation by teaching younger generations to remember and appreciate their life age. 2. Continuity between life and death. Rather than viewing death as separation, Obon expresses the idea of ongoing connection. Life and death are seen as part of a continuous spiritual cycle. 3. Community harmony. Neighborhoods often organize collective bond outdoor dances and festivals. Community participation strengthens social bonds and reinforces unity. 4. Gratitude and humility. Offerings made during Obon arcs or gratitude, families acknowledge that their lives today are built upon their sacrifice of past generations. Religious and spiritual symbolism. Obon blends both his teaching with traditional Shinto beliefs. The spiritual foundation comes from Buddhist scripture, but the reverence for ancestral spirits also connects to ancient Japanese nature-based spiritual spirituality. At the beginning of Auburn, welcoming fires called Música be lit outside homes. These small fires guide ancestral spirits back. At the end of the festival, farewell fires called Kuribi have sent spirits safely back to the spiritual realm. In some regions, last ceremonial bonfires are lit on mountain sides. One famous example is the Diamond Fire event in Kyoto, where giant characters are burned onto the hills as a farewell symbol. Floating lantern ceremonies known as Toronagashi are another deeply symbolic ritual. Lanterns are released onto rivers or the sea, representing spirits returning peacefully to the afterlife. The sight of hundreds of glowing lanterns drifting on water creates a sense and contemplative atmosphere. The emotional power of Bon Jovi, one of the most recognizable elements of Bon is Bon Odori, the traditional dance said to originate from the joyful dance of Mokuran after saving his mother's spirit. Participants gather in an open space, often around a raised platform with musicians playing taiko drum. The dance is simple, repetitive so that everyone, young and old, can join. Wearing summer yukata like cotton kimono, people move in circular patterns symbolizing the circle of life. Bon Odori is joyful but respectful. It represents celebration of life, gratitude towards ancestors, and unity within the community. Emotional importance. For many Japanese people, Obon carry quite emotional depth. It is a time to remember loved ones not with sadness, but with appreciation. The belief that spirits return brings comfort and closeness. Children learn family history. Parents reflect on their own parents. Grandparents share stories. In this way, Obons become a bridge across time. The sharp glow of lanterns, the gentle rhythm of drums, and the sense of incense creates a peaceful atmosphere. The festival does not focus on spectacle but on reflection and connection. Narration style summary. For the local people, the Obon Festival is more than entertainment. It represents gratitude, family unity, remembrance, and spiritual continuity. Families gather, community reconnect, and traditional are passed down through generations. Part 3. Main festival activities. The beauty of Auburn lies in its balance between shack rituals and thoughtful community celebration. Across Japan, each region has unique variations that the core traditions remain deeply meaningful and spiritually rich. 1. Traditional rituals. One of the most important rituals during the festival is the welcoming of ancestral spirits. On the first day of Auburn, families light small fires called mukabi outside their homes. These flames serve as spiritual beacons, guiding ancestor back to the household. Inside the home, the family altar is carefully decorated with offering, fresh fruits, rice, tea, seasonal vegetables, flowers, and incense are placed respectfully. In some regions, simply cucumber houses and eggplant clouds are created using wooden sticks. The figure represents transportation for the spirits. Horses to arrive quickly, cows to depart slowly. Grave visits are another essential ritual. Families clean tombstones, pour water over them as a purification and offer flowers and incense. These visits are quiet, reflective moments filled with gratitude and remembrance. At the end of the festival, farewell fire known as Okuribi are lit to send spirits back peacefully. In Tokyo, the famous Gozen no Okuribi features giant bonfires shaped like Chinese characters on mountain sides and are spearing farewell to the spirits. 2. Custom and decorations. Participants wear traditional summer garments that symbolize simplicity, purity, and serenal beauty. The most common attire during Obon is the Ukata, a light cotton kimono worn by men, women, and children. Yukata designs often feature floral patterns, flowing water motifs, or subtle geometric prints. These patterns reflect nature and the fleeting beauty of summer, a key artistic principle in Japanese culture. Decorations are equally meaningful. Paper lanterns are hung at entrance and around altar to guide spirits home. The soft glow of lantern light symbolizes warmth and welcome. During Toronagashi summer ceremonies, delicate floating lanterns are released onto rivers. Each lantern represents a spirit, and as they drift away, they create a sense river of light. The sight is both beautiful and deeply symbolic, representing the return of ancestors to the spiritual realm. 3. Music, dance, and performances. Music fills the street as traditional instruments and modern rhythm come together. Music fills the street as traditional instruments and rhythmic drum beats echo through neighborhood. The centerpiece of Obon celebration is Bon Odori, the traditional dance performed in honor of ancestral spirits. Bon Odori dances are typically held in open parks, temple grounds, or town squares. A raised wooden platform called Zakura stands as a center where musicians play taiko drums and traditional songs. The dances are simple and repetitive, allowing everyone to participate. Movement often imitate daily life activities such as farming, fishing, or harvesting, connecting people to both ancestors and nature. Each region has its own unique dance style. In Tokushima, the famous Awa Odori dance is energetic and lively, attracting thousands of participants and spectators every year. Despite regional differences, the circular formation of dances symbolizes continuity and unity, like moving in an endless circle. 3. 4. Festival food and drink. No festival is complete without food. Some of the most popular dishes include no festival is complete without food. Some of the most popular dishes during Obon reflect traditional Japanese summer flavor. Families prepare offerings such as seasonal foods, rice dumplings, dango, and sweet bean dessert for their ancestors. These foods are later shared among family members at community Bon Odori events. Festival stores sell classic summer street foods including sakitori, grilled chicken, skewers, takoyaki, octopus balls, okonomiyaki, savory pancakes, kakigari, soft ice with syrup. Green tea and refreshing summer drinks have balanced the warm August evenings. Food during Auburn is both symbolic and communal. It honors ancestors while bringing families together around shared meals. 5. Highlight moments. The most breathtaking moment of the festival happens when lanterns illuminate the night sky and river during Toronagashi ceremonies. As darkness falls, hundreds of glowing lanterns float dancingly on the water. Silence often fills the air, reflections shimmer on the surface, creating a sense of profound tranquility. Another unforgettable moment occurred during Bon Odori when entire communities dance together under the stars. The rhythmic drums, coordinated steps, and shared laughter creates a powerful sense of unity. In mountain regions, the lighting of large farewell bonfires marks the spiritual conclusion of our bond. Flames flickers against the night sky, symbolizing the safe return of ancestral spirits. These moments blend beauty, emotion, and spirituality into a deeply moving experience. The main activities of the Auburn reveal why this tradition remains one of the past most meaningful annual observances. Through ritual, dance, food, and light, Auburn keeps the connection between generations alive, reminding the living that they are never truly separated from those who came before them. Part 4. Interesting facts, hidden traditions, and modern effects. The Auburn is filled with quiet symbolism and fascinating traditions that many visitors may not immediately notice. Besides the lanterns and dances lies a deeper lore of cultural meaning shaped by centuries of history in Japan. Interesting facts and hidden traditions. Here are some fascinating facts you may not know about Auburn. Did you know that Auburn is not celebrated on the exact same days across Japan? While most regions of Europe is from August 13 to 15, some areas, especially in eastern Japan, celebrate in mid-July. This difference comes from the historical shift from the lunar calendar to the Gregorian calendar during the Meiji era. Did you know that the cucumber horses and upland cows have symbolic meaning? These small vegetable figures called shoryo uma represent transportation for ancestral spirits. The cucumber horse allows spirits to arrive quickly, while the slower eggplant cow ensures they depart densely and unhurriedly. This playful yet meaningful tradition is especially popular among children. Did you know August in one of Japan's busiest travel seasons? Millions of people travel from cities like Tokyo and Osaka back to their hometowns. Train stations and highways become extremely crowded, similar to major holiday travel in other countries. A hidden equity rules when visiting a race during Auburn, it is customary to clean the tombstone carefully before offering incense or flowers. Pouring water over the grave symbolizes purification and respect. Regional variations in Tokushima, Awa Odori, an Asiatic dance festival, has become internationally famous. Through the past of Auburn season, it has evolved into a large cultural event, attracting tourists from around the world. Modern impact on society and tourism. Today, the urban remains deeply rooted in tradition, that it also plays a significant role in modern Japanese society, tourism, and economy. Urban travel generates billions of yen in transportation, retail, and hospitality revenue. Airlines, bullet trains, hotels, and local business experience peak demand. Major cities often appear quieter during autumn because many residents return to rural hometowns. Meanwhile, smaller towns come alive as families reunite. Cultural tourism has also grown. International visitors are increasingly drawn to bon odori dances and lantern ceremonies, especially in historic cities like Tokyo. Emotional cultural continuity. Despite modernization, urban country to strengthen family bonds in a fast-paced society where long worship hours are common. Urban offers a rare pause. It allows people to reconnect with parents, grandparents, and ancestral homes. For younger generations, participating in bon odori or preparing altar offering become a way of learning identity and heritage. Even Japanese communities abroad celebrate Obon, adapting traditions while preserving core values. This demonstrates how deeply the festival is woven into cultural identity. A festival of light and memory. While fireworks and summer festivals across Japan are lively and colorful, Obon carries a softer glow. Its lanterns are not just decorations, they symbolize guidance, memory, and spiritual connection. The most moving moment often occurs during Tower Nagashi, when lantern drift silently across water. There's no loud celebration, only reflection. In a modern world driven by speed and technology, I want gently remind people of something timeless, gratitude for those who came before. Pacify, conclusion, and call to action. Open Festival is more than just a celebration. It is a powerful expression of culture and identity. Would you like to experience this festival one day? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we explore more incredible festivals around the world. The Alban is more than just a summer festival, it is a profound expression of remembrance, gratitude, and spiritual continuity. Across Japan, lantern glows softly in the night, drums echo through town squares, and families gather in quiet reflection. Alban reminds us that traditions are not simply rituals of the past. They are living bridge connecting generations through welcoming fires, bon odori dance, and floating lantern ceremonies. The festival expresses value deeply rooted in Japanese culture, respect for ancestors, unity between families, and harmony between life and death. In cities like Tokyo and Kyoto and rural villages alike, urban continue to bring community together year after year. Even in modern times, when the life moves quickly, this festival offers a meaningful pause, a moment to look back with gratitude and forward with hope. Urban teaches us something universal, no matter where we are in the world. Remembering those who came become us, strengthen who we are today. Would you like to experience the urban festivals one day? Can you imagine watching lantern drift across a quiet river under the summer sky? Basic travel tip for visitors. If you plan to experience the Auburn in person, preparation is essential. Auburn is one of the busiest travel periods in Japan, and understanding both logistic and cultural activities with a greatly enhance our experience. Bedtime to go. Obon is usually celebrated from August 13 to 15 in most regions, although some areas update in mid-July. If you want to see the most vibrant celebration, visit history cities like Kyoto for traditional ceremonies and mountain bonfires. Experience a Wadori in Tokushima for energetic street dancing, a Tentoro Nagashi floating lantern ceremony in riverfront towns for peaceful, spiritual atmosphere. Keep in mind that transformation and hotels fill quickly. See currents, bullet train and flights from major hubs like Tokyo are often fully booked week in advance. What to prepare? Book early. Reserve accommodation at least 2 months ahead, especially in popular destinations. Clothing. August in Spain is hot and humid. Wear light, breathable clothing. If you wish to fully immerse yourself, consider renting or purchasing a yukata for evening bon or dory events. Cash. Many local festival stores operate with cash only, especially in smaller towns. Transportation planning. Expect heavy traffic and crowded stations. Allow extra travel time and consider purchasing train tickets in advance. Cultural awareness. Remember that Obon is primarily a time for honoring ancestors, while public dance are festive. Grave visits and temple rituals are solemn and respectful occasions. Safety and cultural etiquette. Speak softly when visiting cemeteries or temples. Ask permission before photographing people, especially during prayer. Do not step on grave or toss offering placed by families. Follow local instruction during lantern ceremony to ensure safety. The path is generally very cheap, but crowded train stations and festival areas require normal travel awareness. Final advice: Obon is not simply something to observe, it is something to feel. The quiet glow of lanterns, the rhythm of taiko drums, and the collective movement of bon or dory dancers create a uniquely emotional atmosphere. Arrive with respect, patience, and curiosity. Embrace the spiritual tone of the festival, and you will experience not only a casual event, but a meaningful glimpse into the heart of the pen. 7. Modern celebrations and global influence. Today, the Bon Festival remains one of Japan's most meaningful and widely celebrated traditions, although rooted in centuries of Buddhist beliefs. Obon has gracefully adapted to modern life while preserving its spiritual essence. In contemporary Japan, Obon is not only a religious observance but also a major holiday season. Many companies close, and millions of people travel back to their hometowns to reunite with family. This annual homecoming transforms cities, train stations, and airports into bustling hubs of movement. Despite the modernization of society, the emotional core of Obon honoring ancestors remains unchanged. One of the most visually captivating elements of modern Obon is the Bon Odori dance. Today, Bon Odori festivals are often held in public parks, temple grounds, and community centers. Participants wear colorful yukata, summer kimono, and temporary stage Kozakura are built as a center of dance circles. Traditional music blends with contemporary influence, and in some regions, modern songs are even incorporated into the dance. This fusion of old and new keeps the tradition alive for younger generations. Urban areas such as Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka host large-scale bon odori events that attract both locals and international visitors. Meanwhile, rural communities maintain more intimate and traditional ceremonies, preserving regional variations that have passed down for generations. Urban's influence has also spread far beyond Japan. Japanese community overseas celebrate the festival in countries such as the United States, Brazil, and Peru place with significance. Japanese diaspora populations in cities like Honolulu and Sao Paulo's urban festival draw thousands of participants each year. These global celebrations not only strengthen cultural identity among Japanese descendants, but also introduce international audience to Japanese traditions. In recent years, tourism had further elevated urban's international profile. Travelers seeking authentic cultural experience often plan visits to coincide with famous ceremonies like Kyoto's Golden no Okiribi, where giant bonfires illuminate the mountains. So social media has also played a role in popularizing urban imagery. Lantern-lit rivers, graceful dances, and glowing summer nights now reach audiences worldwide. Despite technological advancement and globalization, urban continues to embody timeless values, gratitude, remembrance, and connection between generations. It serves as a bridge between the living and departed, between past and present, and between Japan and the wider world. Urban prove that tradition do not have to fade with time. It can involve, inspire, and unite people across cultures and continents. H. Travel tips for visitors. If you plan to experience the urban festival in person, here are a few essential tips to help you prepare for a meaningful and respectful journey. Best time to go. Urban is typically celebrated from August 13 to August 16 in most regions of Japan, although some areas observe it in mid-July. The most common and vibrant celebrations take place in August, making this the ideal time for visitors. If you want to witness spectacular fire rituals, consider visiting Kyoto during the famous Golden no Okiribi on August 16. For lively bon odori dances, large cities like Tokyo and Osaka host accessible public events that welcome international guests. However, be aware that Auburn is one of Japan's busiest travel seasons. Transportation and accommodation fill up quickly, so booking several weeks or even months in advance is highly recommended. What to prepare? Summer in Japan can be hot and humid, with temperatures often exceeding 30 degrees. Lightweight, breathable clothing is essential. Comfortable walking shoes are also important, as festival grounds can be crowded and require standing for long periods. If you would like to fully immerse yourself in the experience, you may consider renting or purchasing a yukata, a light summer kimono. Many visitors enjoy wearing traditional attire during bon or dori dances. Other helpful items include a portable fan or cooling towel, sunscreen, and a hat. Cash. Some small vendors may not accept cards. A small towel, as is common in Japan during summer. Safety and cultural etiquette. But Auburn is a spiritual time dedicated to honoring ancestors. While festivals are joyful, it is important to remain respectful, especially as temple and cemeteries. When visiting temples, speak quietly and avoid disruptive behavior. Follow local custom when offering incense or prayers, observing before participating if you are unsure of the correct produce. Photography is generally allowed at public festivals, but always be mindful when taking photos of individuals, particularly during prayer rituals. In more shut space, shy signs may indicate areas where photography is prohibited. Japan is known for its safety, but crowded events still require awareness. Keep personal belongings secure and follow local guidance regarding fire ceremonies and lantern floating events. Most importantly, approach Auburn with cultural sensitivity. Even as a visitor, showing genuine respect for traditions will enrich your experience and create positive interactions with locals. With a little general preparation, your journey to Auburn can become a truly unforgettable cultural experience. 9. Conclusion and call to action. The Auburn Festival is more than just a celebration, it is a powerful expression of cultural memory and identity. Through lanterns that glow sharply in the summer night, through the rhythmic movements of bonds or dory dances, and through the quiet prayers offered as family altars, a bond reminds us of something universal. The bond between generations never truly disappears. In a fast-moving modern world, this centuries-old tradition continues to bring families together, reconnect communities, and preserve Japan's spiritual heritage. Whether experienced in a small rural village or a vibrant urban celebration, Auburn offers visitors a rare opportunity to witness both joy and reverence intertwined. Would you like to experience this festival one day? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we explore more incredible festivals around the world, where cultural come alive and history continue to shine.